What's up, guys? Welcome to the first Knicks Digest stream. We're going to jump right into things. How we all doing, y'all? I won't lie, never done this thing before, but we're going to break down some different New York Knicks news and rumors and all that fun stuff. So, I'm thinking, and we could just completely just start shooting things normally. What up, Nick? I'm thinking we could just completely jump right in, and let's do just that. We got some draft targets on our minds right now. Look, we got 3 picks in the draft. Are we going to use them all? Probably not, as we get a little green screen right there. But here's the deal, guys. The New York Knicks are in a position where they could trade their picks, where they could draft. And honestly, if they draft, it feels like they're going to draft some sort of backup big man, just kind of figure it out from there. Because, I'll be honest, I don't think Bojan Bogdanovic is coming back to the Knicks next season. Like, maybe he does. Maybe they take that opt-in and are just like, you know what? Screw it. Let's take Bojan's contract. Let's use it as a tradable deal. It made more sense back when, I don't know, when there was a lot of trade targets. Now things, they might seem to be thinning out a little bit, but also Josai said that he wants to rebuild. That could mean Mikal Bridges, Mikal, and Bojan make exactly even money. We know Leon Rose was aware of that when he made that trade. I'm super excited to jump into some draft convos, some free agent convos, some trade convos. If you guys have anything you want to hear about, comment down below. Let's do this thing. Yo, so I've been going through the draft a lot recently because it's like, honestly, we know this draft is kind of trash. Like, this isn't anything shocking that it's a pretty boring draft. Like, Alexandre Sarr will most likely be the first overall pick to the Hawks and all that stuff. And after that, I have no idea where anyone's going to get picked. Because, let's be honest, this draft is just atrocious. Now, the last time we said that, Anthony Edwards was the first overall pick and, rocked. But the Knicks are good at late round selections in that first round. They're good in the early second round. I mean, Deuce McBride on that depreciating $13 million deal over 3 years. The most money that we owe Deuce McBride, like the highest paid year he's had, is next season. After that, that value depreciates. So the Knicks are basically, in like 2 years from now, going to be paying Deuce McBride around $3 million per season. That's something you fire your agent for, because when the Knicks drafted Deuce, they obviously didn't play him a lot. It's Tibbs. We know it's Tibbs. We know that Tibbs is just not going to play his rookies a whole lot, especially if they're late rookies. I know people keep saying in the comments, yo, Tibbs isn't playing his rookies. What does it matter if we draft this guy or this guy? Remember, they didn't pay Grimes. They didn't play Grimes or Deuce. And, I mean, they still hardly play Jericho because he was the 58th pick after all. But still, carved out a decent career so far with the Knicks. Had a few injuries. Hopefully he bounces back. Trade the picks for Paul George. All right, Jonathan Martinez. That's actually the name of a UFC fighter. Just I have my UFC brain going on with Poirier on Saturday. But, all right, what would you want to see, though, outside of that? Like, we need to match the salaries. So if you're doing that and you're not trading Julius, which they shouldn't because Julius is just flat out better than Paul George, you could trade 24, 25, 38, doesn't matter at all. The Pacers. The Clippers won't care about the 38th overall pick. The Knicks worked out that guy from the Netherlands who's like played 5 years in college, who's 24 years old, a defensive stalwart. And honestly, I would like to see them draft a guy like that who's NBA ready, who Tibbs is going to be comfortable throwing in. I know it's a 24-year-old being drafted, but not a bad selection at 38 overall. But on top of that, on the Paul George thing, first of all, Paul George is going to have to opt into that contract. He's going to have to opt in this year and miss out on being a free agent, and probably the last chance he's going to get to be wined and dined by a few different NBA teams. Obviously, the Sixers are going to do everything in their power to get him, and we should do everything in our power to stop the Sixers, because let's be real. The Knicks had the best chance at beating the Celtics in the playoffs this year. Like, I said it before the series started, and I probably shouldn't have been this way as someone who makes content about basketball, but I was just so uninterested by Pacers Celtics. I knew it was going to happen. Like, and I'm not saying like, oh, I knew. I think most of you guys knew it was going to happen also. Also, we got 66 views. I honestly thought we were going to have like 6, so not bad, guys. Not bad for the first ever one. But with Paul George, if he goes to Philly, That makes the only other team that had a chance in hell this year at the Celtics, barring a healthy Embiid, which is never going to happen, to beat the Celtics. If the Sixers get Paul George, there is a real chance they are better than us next year. And also, I think Paul George fits really well. I agree with tuna fish sandwich. I agree. Paul George is old. He's always injured. Now, I think he would be good in that third option role because you get him to more focus on defense and play off the ball. So it could work for the Knicks, but you need him to opt into that deal. You essentially need him to agree to another contract. With the way the second apron works and us having to pay Brunson, having to pay Julius, having to pay in 2026 Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo, things get a little fishy. And I just don't think there's any world where trading for Paul George makes sense if you're trading Julius because Julius is younger, he's better, he's healthier. And I know Julius had that season-ending injury still. We need size. That's why you want Paul George, the 6'7" wing. But fair. I mean, I get it. Like, I understand the fit with Paul George. Paul George fits beautifully as, like, a bigger wing for sure. And that would be a large starting lineup because DiVincenzo would move to the bench in this scenario. We'd trade Bojan. We have that Obi top and trade exception for $6 million. You add Mitchell Robinson in, and you might have to add Deuce also. I don't know if Deuce is going to matter off the top of my head, if I'm being honest. Like, if you need him to allocate salaries. But let's say you do, or just the Clippers want Deuce, and we'd have to fold. I think if you offer them that package with Paul George saying, no, I want to leave, I want you to trade me to the Knicks, you might not even have to offer both 24 and 25. Maybe you do, but you might just be able to give him pick 24 and be like, hey, here's who we were looking at in case you guys need some insider info because we have Walt Perrin and y'all don't, and Walt Perrin is the best at this outside of, like, anyone who works for the Thunder. Yeah, Paul George does fit everywhere. I agree, Brian. Like, he's one of those players. It's why, like, they've talked about this on like, a ton of stuff with, like, Kyan Anthony saying that Paul George is his GOAT. First of all, the way of just saying, oh, my GOAT, like, that's so stupid. You just say who the GOAT is, and there's two options. You either say it's LeBron or it's Michael Jordan. Neither one is wrong, but that has nothing to do with the Knicks. I hate when people say that. But people are like, my GOAT. This is the guy who I emulate myself after. With, like, Carmelo Anthony, who's literally saying, yeah, everyone emulates himself after Paul George because Paul George can do everything. He can play on the ball. He can play off the ball. He can play make well for a wing. He's a good shooter. He can drive to the hoop. He's an elite on-ball defender. He's a smart player. The only knock on Paul George's game is the man just forgets how to play in the playoffs if he's healthy. Like, most of the time, he has had bad playoff runs. The most successful, like, personal success has nothing to do with team because it was a 5-game playoff run. The most personal success he had in a playoff run outside of that Western Conference Finals trip with the Clippers where, you know, Kawhi was gone with that torn ACL was when they played the Trailblazers and Dame waved them away. Like, Paul George played well that series, but outside of that, we've seen Paul George completely forget how to play basketball in the playoffs whatsoever. Word and word. What up, Eric Elliott? How you doing, bro? Jonathan Martinez, active in the comments. I love it. Guys, give me your comments. Say things. I want to respond to you guys. Like, look, I won't lie. I don't know where Dariel's at right now, and it's a lot easier if Dariel were here so I could bounce my ideas off him. So right now I'm just looking into a camera, so I need to talk to you guys. Break it down for me. Low-key, it feels like if the 76ers get Paul George, we can have some assurance OG staying. You're absolutely right, but also then the 76ers have Paul George. They're going to... I don't want to say they're going to be better than us because that requires Paul George and Joel Embiid to stay healthy, and I would not bet on that at all. But it would guarantee it outside of the Thunder, who can go for him. Speaking of the Thunder, they might go for Hartenstein, and y'all just did not watch that video. What was wrong with that one, guys? Damn, like, that video did horribly, man. I thought that one was going to do so well. I hyped it up. I posted it, like, kind of soon compared to the Josh video. I was going to let the Josh Hart video cook. Yeah, it sucks. Look, not all of them can be winners, dude. I'm making 3 videos usually a day. So sometimes you just don't have it, dude. I was starving. I really wanted to make breakfast. I won't lie. I'll be real with y'all. And honestly, I don't know what I was going to say, dude. This is not as easy as it looks to do a live stream. Eric, you're good as always. Love to hear it. Paul George is broken. Also, do you really want to, let's go back to this Paul George thing just because it's a fun topic to go into. because it's not going to happen. So it's just a fun fantasy world to live in for a moment. But when you think about Paul George as a player, 34, 35 years old? I'll answer that in 1 second, Eric. At 34, 35 years old, Paul George is, someone you want to give a max contract to? I say let Philadelphia shoot themselves in the foot, go for 1 year of, I don't know, solid play where they could honestly win the finals, have them all be healthy. But again, that's not happening. And then outside of that, Paul George is going to start to decline. I think Joel Embiid is going to decline young. Like, something about big guys who run up the court that much, your legs just go. And Embiid has never had good legs. He's always had knee and foot issues. He had those 2 stress fractures. I mean, one of the reasons why Kareem lasted so long, why he has the second most points per game outside of LeBron for a year 20 season, is because Kareem was like, no, I'm not going to run up the court. I'm going to walk up the court if my team's on a fast break. Why does it matter? I don't need to get hurt running down the court. Like, Kareem just knew what to do. It's why he's, in my mind, the 3rd greatest player of all time. And I think no one can argue that, but someone will. Yeah, it sucks. Fair. What part of New York am I from? I live in Manhattan. I actually one time said on a video, like, basically exactly where I live, and I'm not going to do that again. But I do live very, very close to Madison Square Garden. Like, remarkably close. Like, I live very close. And it's sick. Outside of the fact that where I live, it's kind of loud. Like, there's a subway station outside, but it gives the New York vibe. I've lived in New York my whole life, so it's not a big deal. But shout out to the guy on 34th Street who I was just walking down the street drinking a tea from Starbucks, and he just walks up to me, dabs me up. He's like, yo, I love your YouTube channel. And then I started, like, sweating bullets because, like, dude, like, some guy just comes up to me and is like, yo, I'm a fan of your channel. Like, that was sick. That's kind of off topic. It's just I live near 34th Street also because I live near MSG. Low-key feels that. I read that. You think Sims is good long-term? I think we should target a center in the draft. If we keep 24 and 25, which I guarantee you we won't, we will trade one of them, and Zach Edey's there, I think you take him. Like, I understand he could be awful in the NBA. I get it. He's 7'4". He can hardly move, but he's hitting mid-range jump shots. He can hit his free throws, and his rim protection is going to translate. Also, he's 7'4", 300 pounds. He's not going to get moved around by NBA centers, especially backup centers. Like, he's not going to get moved around by a lot of them. So take the chance. The Knicks play drop coverage on everything ever. You're from Brooklyn, and you'll never be a Nets fan. I mean, Eric, shout out to you for not, like, starting to drink the Nets Kool-Aid after that dreaded day. June 30th at 3:03 p.m. I believe it was. I got the Woj notification. Now, mind you, this was just after I graduated high school. I'm about to go into college, and I went to Sacred Heart University, and I love Sacred Heart a lot, but also at the same time, there's a lot of people there who are basketball casuals. Not my friends. They know what they're talking about. But there's a lot of basketball casuals there, and I'd see so many Nets jerseys, like Kyrie and KD jerseys at parties. And first of all, if you're in college right now and you wear a basketball jersey to a party, stop, or you're just never going to get laid. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on this, but I just did. So, whoops. Sorry, Ben. But yeah, I completely ignored that Sims question. I'm sorry. I don't know if Sims is going to be good long-term. He's a great athlete. I think he could put it together. The Knicks are very, very good at developing big men, especially Tibbs. I kind of wish Kenny Payne was still here to do that. He absolutely sucked it up at Louisville, so maybe he comes back, which would be nice because he's a great big man coach. But Sims, this is 2 times in a row he's finished his career on season-ending injuries. Like the shoulder surgery that randomly happened last year, and then the time after that, this year, he had some sort of operation done. I honestly forget off the top of my head, and I don't feel like looking it up on my phone and being silent on live stream for too long. I watched that video. Made me think the Thunder would... Thank you for watching it. Made me think the Thunder would go cheaper since Chet is so good. Maybe an Andre Drummond. That's exactly kind of what I was thinking, is they should go for Andre Drummond. If you're the Thunder, I don't see any reason why you don't offer Andre Drummond a 2+1, so 2 years and then a team option, so a non-guaranteed 3-year deal worth, like, in total of $15 million. Drummond's not going to get paid better than that. He's a good rim protector. He's not great, and he's an excellent rebounder. Yes, dude, add Taj Gibson back to the team. Let's go, Shu. Oh, yeah, Brent plays Madden. I remember your comment about Shu. Yo, what year are you in, Brent? Comment down below. Comment what year you're in down below. I'll get back to you. Pelicans, Mitch, Precious, Deuce, New York, McHale, Brooklyn, B.I., and Brogdon. I assume the Knicks are throwing in a draft pick or 2 right there. Probably like the Milwaukee one or something. The Milwaukee top 3 protected pick we have for next year. Hopefully the Bucks just like suck. Like maybe Dame just comes back and he doesn't have it anymore. He's getting older. He's been there for a while. That'd honestly be huge. But sorry, I got distracted by the Sacred Heart comment. Sorry guys. Shut up, Brent. No, I'm kidding. I'd be fine with that trade. I'd love it because I think Mikal Bridges is the key to unlocking this team fully. But I just don't see why the Nets would trade for Brandon Ingram if it means they're giving up Mikal. They can use a Suns pick or two and then tradable contracts to get Mikal Bridges onto their team in some sort of sign and trade that gets the Pelicans a true center and Nick Claxton. I think that would make more sense. But also, like, maybe they do it anyway. I just think they'd want to pair Mikal with B.I. and Cam Thomas, and that is a mid-3 if I've ever seen one, but the Nets don't have many outs right now. They're kind of screwed up. Any Bruce Brown talk? It's gonna be the same with Bruce Brown. If the Knicks see an opportunity to buy low on Bruce Brown, they're going to try to trade for Bruce Brown. They like the way he plays. He's very similar to Josh Hart. He can play really 3 positions from the 2 to the 4. Good defender. His shots sometimes from 3 can be good. He's good for winning. He also played horribly in Toronto, probably because he had no motivation since he was stuck on a losing team. And Bruce Brown's just not someone you want on a losing team. You're going to be a senior next year. Are you living on Old Town, Brent? Old Town Road? Yes, the song. Biggest offseason move is obviously Taj Gibson for sure. No question about it. We bring back Taj. I don't know if we're going to bring back Taj, but I will promise you guys one thing. Ryan Arcidiacono will be back as the Knicks' 15th man. Guaranteed. They love him. They didn't want to trade him when they traded for Josh Hart. They didn't want to trade him when they did the Burks and Bogdanovich deal. But his cap space, it just gave that extra like $1.5 million that the teams needed to get that to be a legal trade. I don't see why they didn't just use the Obi trade exception, but whatever. I don't know what the Knicks are saving that Obi Toppin trade exception for. It expires in a month. So I don't understand why they haven't used it unless they're planning on making a trade very soon. The Knicks are going to run it back, and they're not going into the luxury tax. To not do that, you need there to be no market for Isaiah Hartenstein. They're going to go into the luxury tax. I think they're going to pass that first apron, honestly. I don't think they'll pass the second apron. Look, shout out to Brock Aller for being genuinely one of the best cap wizards in the league. This isn't talked about a lot unless you're scouring Reddit, and I do to a degree, but mainly my brother does, and then he informs me of some stuff. But, the Knicks have the best analytics department in the NBA. They have a massive analytics department that's ran by Brock Aller, who has done wizardry for this New York Knicks team. He has done so much for the squad. He's just he's one of those guys. He just knows how to perfectly do salary. Daniel, I thought that said Dariel for a second. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Get in here. Talk with me. I don't know where Dariel is. Maybe we use 38 on one of those on a backup big. I think the Knicks are looking at that guy from the Netherlands who's spent 5 years in college, a 24-year-old, for the 38th overall pick. No one else is going to take him. That's just such a thing. We lost Brock to Charlotte. Did he officially sign that deal yet? I hope he didn't. That would suck. We'd still have the largest analytics department in the NBA. I knew Brock was talking to them. I didn't think he was going to take that deal. It didn't make sense. The Ridge Apartments, dude, I almost said something that I really shouldn't have said on a live stream, so thank God I caught myself. But I had some good times in the Ridge. I'll just say that. I had some good times there. I did not live there, though. I lived in a house off campus. There will be no major trades. If they want to make a major trade, it has to be this summer or next summer. Then they're out. There's just too many salaries. So if it's not this year, it's going to be next year. And we've said that a few times. I don't know what major trade they'd make, though. That's the thing. We're in a weird spot right now, guys. We're in a very strange spot for the next while. The comments are really picking up. Shout out to you guys for joining. This is exciting, man. You should do one of these live streams. I'm going to do them probably twice a week. This was just the first one. We've been planning on, Ben from Raptors Digest. I don't know how much you know this. We're, a whole company. Ben hired me last July. Him and I, we've done a lot of the planning for Knicks Digest, and, 99% of the planning, which is 90% him, 9% me. Okay, that's not true. It's really, we do it 50-50. But, Like, him and I have been talking about doing lives forever on this, and we're probably going to mix and match some things, have guests. Like, this is just the first one. I just wanted to do a temperature check on how you guys are feeling. Comment down below your thoughts on the lives. Let me know. Like, let me know. Are you guys having a good time here? Like, I'm doing this partially because it's like, it's just a way to talk to you guys, build up more of a fan base, and just have some fun. Like, I want to talk to Knicks fans, and sometimes it's tough. Like, shout out to, like, all my friends who I have, but they're not you guys. Like, they don't only, like, want to talk about the Knicks all the time. And there's so many times, like, I'll be sitting at a bar with my friends, and they'll, like, be talking about girls they want to hit on, and I'll just, like, be like, yo, honestly, here's what we do. At 20, we trade that 24th pick because teams are going to take it a little bit more valuably since they know we have the 25th also. And then we draft a backup big man at 25, someone who we can maybe replace Sims with if we need, like, some extra salary. And then everyone's just like, yo, shut up, Chris. We don't care. We want to hit on girls. So then I go tell my girlfriend, and she's like, yo, shut up, Chris. She once said, who are the 76ers? I don't want to bash her, though. She's the best. She's awesome. Terrific podcast. Great Nick info. Thank you. I appreciate it. I would only trade Randle for Durant. I wouldn't do it for Bridges. Trading it for Durant is bold, dude. He's always hurt. He's like, he's great. He's much better than Julius Randle. I love Julius. It's nothing against him. It's Kevin Durant. And the fact that he's been doing this in year 17 is incredible. But, wow, time's flying, guys. We're having a great time here. I should have brought myself, like, a vodka soda or something to sip on. I just got my trusty water bottle. I crush this thing in between takes, like, all the time, dude. I'm literally downing water. Like, whenever Dariel and I are on a duo, I'll be like, yo, Dariel, 1 second before we film, and just shovel water, bro. Def enjoying the stream. I appreciate it, Brent. Brent, you're one of my favorites just because we went to the same college. Your roommate is going to live off campus. That's fire. Brent, hit up Stonebridge next fall. Thank me later. It's cool. Def enjoying. I think it's great. Guys, I appreciate the love. Like, when I was... So, I don't know if you guys know what Daily Knicks is, but I used to write for them when I was in college just because it was a couple extra bucks. And, you know, every college student, including myself, is broke. Actually, not at Sacred Heart, as Brent knows. Get some rich kids there. But I needed some extra bucks. Wrote for Daily Knicks. All the comments were, you're an idiot. You're so stupid. Shut up. You have no good ideas. And now, like, this, it's like 95% positive. Like, I get the negative comments, obviously, and I honestly kind of find them funny. But, you know, at the same time, I really, really appreciate how cool you guys have been about this whole thing. As a Nets fan, you can have Bridges. He can't shoot. Yeah, because you guys are making him a first option. Like, Richard, I understand why you guys are making him a first option, and you're not anymore. Understandably, they realized Cam Thomas was the better scorer. I went to a Nets game. The environment has serious potential. You guys can get, and I don't mean this is like kind of a bash on you, even though I love to hate on the Nets just because one of my best friends is a massive Nets fan and is going to be the face of Nets Digest. And we're going to do some duos. It'll be fun. But, like, I love to hate on the Nets, but something you guys just did wrong is you tried to make Mikal Bridges something he's not. He's like a fringe third option who's I don't even want to call him an excellent role player. That's not fair to Mikal. But his defense suffered because the Nets tried to make him an ISO scorer. He's not that, and that's fine. I think Mikal would fit perfectly on the Knicks. It's why I want him here so badly. I think the Knicks would win the finals with him. Kevin Durant played 70-plus games this season. Yeah, like, for sure. That's a huge part of it. I'm willing to take the risk also in a way, but it's at the same time, it's so win now, and if he gets hurt and then we don't have Julius, we're just completely screwed. Because the Suns are going to want our later picks that they gave the Nets for Kevin Durant. And then we're going to be the team that's suffering, and we could kind of lose Jalen Brunson. And if we lose Jalen Brunson, then I'm just going to, I don't know, be sad forever. Knicks should draft Eves. Yeah, I love him because he could shoot and he could block shots. And he might be a CAA client, if I'm not mistaken. He might be. I'm not sure. I don't want him in New York. Eric, I honestly don't know who you're talking about. I think Kevin Durant, but these comments are blasting right now. I love it, dude. If they said KD, the second greatest player of all time, just behind Wilt Chamberlain, Richard, what? Oh, you're a Nets fan. Never mind. The Wilt Chamberlain thing is crazy, but okay, that makes sense. Yes, Eves is intriguing. NBA casual fans, which result in dumb trade talks like trading for KD. You think KD at his age could follow Tibbs' defensive assignments? You're kidding me. Look, since KD tore his Achilles, the defense it diminished. It was decent after the fact that he came back from that torn Achilles. I was such a hater, dude. I was like, KD is going to be trash. He's going to be a spot-up shooter, and he's going to average like 24 points a game on good efficiency, which obviously is still great. But like, I was like, he's going to be way worse. He's not a first option anymore. And I don't know if he is now because like him and Booker, but KD was phenomenal in the playoffs. I wish I had like stats I could just pull up here. Also, guys, just randomly, get ready for it. Never mind. I tried to do something and it didn't work. Here we go.
Someone cooked here.
Okay, I've wanted to do that for so long. Like, since this stream started, I really just want to. I really want to do that. Dude, I love that animation. No, what moves does McHale do in crucial moments? I mean, in this ideal scenario, we have McHale as our third option, and Brunson and Randle as two great scorers. Remember, Brunson and Randle in January, I saw a lot of stuff like just about like, oh yeah, like, because Julius, he's polarizing. You either love him, you hate him, or you think he's all right and you want to trade him. And Knicks fans are all over the place. Like, if I went up holding this microphone, which has to attach to my computer, so I need a different one, and just went up to random Knicks fans, it's like, what do you think about Julius Randle? You're going to get completely different answers from literally everyone. Nets mad, Bridges useless, or usage rate dropped. Yeah, and it's, again, because he became an ISO scorer. Trump 2024, dude, he just got convicted. I think he has, 3 other indictments? I try to avoid politics because, but I do find it fun whenever people randomly, like, start having political talks. One time, this guy, I remember his name because it's the funniest thing. It's like Trump's, like, whatever it is. It's that mugshot of him where he's, like, all, like, mean mug, and he's like, and someone just comments, yo, F Donald Trump. And then the guy, like, goes off. It's like, Donald Trump's the best. And it was just really funny. I love the political arguments in the live stream. What's the news? We got a few different news topics right now. We could be losing Hartenstein. We could be losing OG, but probably not. We got some draft targets. I am going to make like a big video. Like, it's probably going to be a little longer than usual, breaking down a bunch of draft targets. But I won't even lie to y'all right now. Like, this draft is bad, and there's going to be someone probably right outside the lottery. Maybe I just have like the Giannis situation in my head. There's going to be someone who just breaks out in this draft class and is absurdly good for absolutely no reason at all. If it's a top player right now, my money's on Nikola Topic because, I mean, the man's got a feel for the game. Like, his highlights are fun, dude. And I know that doesn't always matter, but the man's vision is unbelievable. Put him in that Spurs system. Sheesh. I think Sarr could pan out to a Jaren Jackson, and if the Hawks can get that, that's a massive win. Excuse me. Peace, brother. Catch you, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Or unless you just said hi, like, what's up? Bridges with OG will want to be the few teams that have 2 wing defenders. Bridges would be significantly get back to what? Yeah, dude. Like, imagine a starting lineup of Jalen Brunson, McHale, Bridges, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, Isaiah Hartenstein, bench unit of Deuce. DiVincenzo is our 6th man, so it cures the shot creation issue on the bench. Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson. That's the best top 9 in the NBA. Undisputed. And you have a 9-man rotation in the playoffs. Someone's minutes are going to get cut extensively. I assume it'd be Deuce. We know it's not Josh. And DiVincenzo creates a shot too well. And is the best shooter on the Knicks. But, maybe Bronson, but it's close. And then Mitch is just, you need the other big man. So, that top 8 of Brunson, McHale, OG, Julius, Isaiah Hartenstein, Mitch, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo. There's nothing that top 8 cannot do. Nothing. There is so much they could do. DeJounte Murray is a good one. I completely disagree. I don't like DeJounte Murray as a 2-guard at all. I think he is a point guard. I think he is a born point guard, and I think he's a great point guard. I won't lie to you guys. I wanted DeJounte Murray so much over Jalen Brunson, and I was kind of upset, but at the same time, I was like, yeah, at least we don't have to trade the picks. Jalen Brunson will be probably a little better than Fred VanVleet. I was wrong, guys. Sometimes you're wrong. Julius is the number 1 option is what I hate. Him playing off Brunson is what we need. See, exactly. I think Julius is an awesome second option. I think he's made to be a second option because he can isolate. He goes downhill like a champ. He's got some post moves. His spot-up shooting isn't terrible. I know he's not a consistent shooter. I know he'll never be a consistent three-point shooter. But the Knicks won't need him to be. Like, Hartenstein works out of that high post where you can get Julius one-on-ones at the rim. There are very few people in the NBA who Julius is not stronger than. There's, like, probably a handful, like Bam and Zion, who doesn't play defense. And I don't know, that might be it, who out of, like, guys who actually play. Alex Caruso, Cody White, I assume that means Kobe White, maybe Cody Williams for Bogdanovich and picks. Oh, you're a Bulls fan. Dude, what's up? I don't know how many of you Knicks Digest people know this because the video never came out. But I actually did like 3 or 4 videos on Bulls Digest, and I'm sitting at my desk right now, and I'm looking like at my windows. I also have a ring light behind me. Maybe one day I'll give you guys a tour of the setup instead of just seeing the background of my bedroom. But I would just turn my desk around so no one would see the Bulls stuff, or no one would see the Knicks stuff, and I'd just pretend like I was a Bulls fan, and it was just for a few extra bucks, but I just couldn't get hyped up. Like, it's not my team. Like, I'm going to do New York Yankees Digest. I'm going to do Jets Digest. And that'll be fun because I know those teams. But, like, I don't really love doing videos on a team that I don't know because I don't edit these videos. I hit record and then I talk for 8 to 12 minutes. And if I screw up, I either fight through it. If I screw up on the intro, I always restart. That's why my intros usually sound cleaner than the rest of the videos. I'll just restart the video because I'm 30 seconds in. But if I'm 9 minutes in and just start thinking, you're going to see me think on camera. And I try not to do that. Like, it's not the easiest thing. Sign LeBron James. Oh, Matt. Speaking of Sacred Heart, Brent, wherever you are, Matt Long. That's my college roommate. I just said his name live. Jets Digest to the moon. He'll be our Jets Digest creator. Catch it, Brent. Brent left. Steven Adams is strong as hell. That's facts. Good more offensive center. Wendell Carter Jr. He's not available. Wendell might be available. Because you got guys like Jonathan Isaac, who they love. Goga Batadze, excellent defender. Out of nowhere, dude. Goga was just like a stretch big who struggled at defense. That his entire career. Now he can't hit a shot, but his defense is elite. Keep Grimes, unless it was Bogdanovich from Atlanta. Well, Grimes is not exactly on the New York Knicks anymore. Would you go back and not trade Bogey? Yeah, knowing what happens now. And you could opt into that Fournier deal and still have that expiring tradable contract. So, yeah, I would. But, like, Grimes never was going to have a serious role here. He just wasn't. He was going to have a 10-minute-a-game role, and Grimes wanted to be a starting shooting guard because he was the starting shooting guard on a playoff team, then got bumped to almost no minutes. And something about Tibbs, guys, is when Tibbs likes you, he loves you. But he could also give up on you. Also, we have 666 views. Tell your friends to join this right now. We can't have that. We can't have that devil in here. I'm just going to look at the comments real quick. DeJounte Murray, laughing emoji. I'm hoping I'm making you laugh whether I'm stupid or not. Jets Digest to the moon. Facts, bro. We'll get that rolling probably next month, maybe 2 months from now. Definitely over the summer, earlier summer, we'll get some Jets Digest. So any Jets fans, you guys are definitely going to want to tune into that. Matt and I have a great thing. Dub. Okay, see you later, Brent. Thank you for tuning in so much, bro. Much love. Double Granda Bogda. I just don't know what that means. Sorry, Bowen. You're not the... No. Whatever. Stop sounding and looking alike. Don't really know what that means. You don't want Wendell Carter. I know people that are fans of the Magic. Wendell Carter is one of those players who probably should be better than he is because he has a bunch of skill, and it's worrisome that's not. I do like the idea of DeJounte Murray or DeRozan on this team. One of my best friends loves the idea of DeMar DeRozan on this team, and I just can't get behind it. Like, I love the court spacing. I want Brunson and Randle to work inside. I don't want DeRozan there. I'll be honest. And he's not the greatest defender in the world. He's not bad, but he's not the greatest defender. DeJounte Murray, I just think it's the pure notion that he's not a shooting guard. Like, he's just not. He's a point guard. And he's a great point guard. I think he'll go back to being an all-star if he could play point guard for a full season. The Hawks have to trade him. Like, they have to accept that was a failure. They're not going to get the value back that they traded for him. But they can get a pick or two. Just try to send him back to San Antonio, honestly. Him and DeJounte and Wemby would work real well together. But DeJounte and Pop kind of had a little bit of a secret beef. So I don't know about that one. DeRozan and Alex Caruso for Randle and picks. Don't love that idea at all. I like the idea of Caruso. I don't know how much we need Caruso. Chris666 is super lucky in Asian culture. No, all right, word. We'll rock with the Asian culture then. I'm glad to know that. Wow, y'all just saw me sweating bullets. I don't care. We're all friends here. Put my water on the ground. Hell yeah, I would take Markkanen. Oh, it's a price thing. My problem with Randle for Markkanen, and don't even get me started on how the Knicks would have to give 3 first-rounders for it. My problem with Randle for Markkanen is mainly that Markkanen doesn't create his own shot well, and that's the only person who we would trade for Markkanen. I don't think he's a small forward. I think it's weird that he plays small forward. I don't think it works because he can't create his own shot. Let's go Knicks! I want Cody White. I have to imagine you mean Kobe White. Alex Caruso and their pick, myself, Brian for a lot of pick. Oh, y'all are just having your own discourse. Love it. Yo, run it back and bring in PG-13. That's not running it back, my boy. We'd be trading Boyan and Deuce and Mitch and probably the 24th overall pick, maybe the 25th also, because Paul George would have to opt in. I already had this discussion. I don't want to, repeat that discussion. Spurs finesse the Hawks. They absolutely finesse the Hawks. Also, if you guys have any other NBA questions, I am a massive NBA fan in general, so y'all can literally ask me about whatever. I had these whole chapters going. I had a whole thing, and then we just got to chatting and shooting the shit, and that's a lot better. And I'm not supposed to curse, but one's not going to kill me. Zach Edey, I'd love it. You could then trade Mitch, and I love Mitch. He's probably my favorite Knick just because the man's absolutely hilarious. He's also an insane person. Dude, Mitch has 19 dogs, mainly Rottweilers, and then he said there's a golden retriever. He has a cat that he found at a gas station, and he posted something on Snapchat 3 years ago of his cat sitting on one of Mitchell Robinson's assault rifles. And then he also has a goat. This is all in White Plains, New York. He has all those. Bro has a farm. A farm of dogs, a cat, and a goat. I hate luck from... no, okay. We're going to move past that one. I think we should have traded Julius for Kristaps before Boston got him. Now I would only like to see him get traded for Cat. Then we could use Mitch as a trade piece for Bridges. But what's up with Siakam? I would love to see Siakam walk for his own sake. But where else would he go? I don't know, maybe the Thunder. But outside of that, the Pacers are going to offer Siakam a ton of money. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen with the Indiana Pacers right now because you know what? We hate the Pacers. We always have, but now we really hate the Pacers. And also, we really hate Miles Turner. But the Pacers are going to have a 2021 Atlanta Hawks situation. They're going to be convinced that they're actually good and belonged in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're going to go all in this roster, give Siakam 5 years, $270 million. It's going to be mainly guaranteed. And then they're going to suck. They're going to be a play-in team again. They're probably going to be a first-round exit for the next 4 to 5 years unless Tyrese just hits a new stratosphere. And then they're just going to be kind of mid like the Hawks are. Jamel, what do I think of your opinion? Jamel, could you... DeRozan and Caruso to the Lakers instead of DeJounte Murray. DeRozan and Caruso to the Lakers instead. DeJounte Murray to the Spurs for past picks. Randle to the Pelicans for Zion instead. Donovan Spida Mitchell deserves to be on the Knicks for any picks. Well, we can't get Zion and Donovan Mitchell. And because of that, I am kind of, I don't know, you got to pick one. And I don't want to trade Julius for Zion, honestly. Zion's never healthy. Dude, Zion was finally healthy for this year, and we saw how great he was, and then he hurts his hamstring and misses the entire playoffs, and the Pelicans get smacked around by the Thunder in a series that could have been awesome had Zion been healthy. So I can no longer trust Zion. I mean, obviously, Zion's always going to have that handcuff to the Knicks from that year we were terrible. And it was so unfair of the media. Anyone who takes a microphone and talks about the Knicks sucks. Especially that guy on Knicks Digest, that Chris guy. But something about Zion is just, there is so much marketing of this 14% chance that the Knicks are going to get Zion is totally going to work out. And then they're going to land Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving because star players always go to awful teams with awful reputations. And I won't lie, I was sipping the Kool-Aid, dude. I thought they were going to get them all. I was believing it. And again, I was in high school, so I was stupid. Especially because I'm stupid now. So, especially in high school, I was stupid. And I was like, yeah, we're going to get them all. I'm putting them all on my team in my league in NBA 2K. Sorry. And then I'd always run into the Thunder in the finals, just beat them up, be like, yeah, yeah. And then I hated KD and Kyrie for that. But I don't know. I've kind of changed my tune on both of them because I think KD's just genuinely funny. And I don't know. Kyrie said a lot of crazy stuff, but I don't think he meant a lot of it. And that whole one situation with Kyrie, I just think he's being an idiot. I just don't think Kyrie's like the smartest guy out there. I don't think he's the dumbest, but I think he just does weird things sometimes, and he might just be a weird person, and that is what it is. We really need to scout this year, find a gem in the draft. I mean, that is what Walt Perrin does, dude. Look at what we've done in the 20s over the past few years. Emmanuel Quickley. Sorry, I have to put my hand right here. It's a camera angle thing. Emmanuel Quickley. Quentin Grimes. We were going to pick Deuce McBride, and then Grimes happened to be there. Like, we wanted Deuce in the first round. Then Grimes shows up, and they're like, oh, Quentin Grimes is really good. We're going to take him instead. And that's exactly what the Knicks did. And Grimes is highly touted out of high school. Like, Grimes was top 10. He was projected top 10 when he was a high schooler. Like, Grimes is supposed to be nice. The Obi pick, yeah, that was a screw-up. Jersey's not far behind. It costs $2.99 just to breathe there, dude. Yeah. Julius is way better than Cat. Why would we go backwards? I agree. Also, when everyone's like, dude, Julius sucks in the playoffs. I'm sorry, but the Hawks, they were able to game plan him perfectly. You also have to imagine by Julius's body language that he was literally exhausted. And then last year, in 2023, dude, that ankle was fucked. I didn't get enough of that, I don't think. That ankle was screwed up, dude. Like, I mean, he was running down the court and twice it just gave. And then he got surgery on it. Like, Julius's ankle was messed up. And yeah, Jersey's also really expensive. We live in quite the area. Dude, I'm 22 years old. When I was, what, 7, I should have been like, there's a housing crisis coming. I'll tell my parents to buy a house. Or something like that. Like, I don't know. We got put into some weird scenario where none of us can afford anything. And now I live with 2 roommates, and they go by nicknames. One of them's Dad, and the other one's Mom. And that's just the world we're in. Also, I'm fresh out of college, so you know what? Give me a break before you make fun of me for living with my parents. They're cool people. It's all right. What about Kuzma? I mean, all right, so we'd have to give Boyan, and the Wizards are going to charge us a tax because they like Kuzma. Dude, did you know Kuzma tried to go to he said no to being traded to Dallas? He's like, no, they're not a real contender. I don't want to go there. I swear, this happened this offseason where he declined to trade to Dallas. I don't know. I don't even think... Does he have a no-trade clause? Could someone check that? No, he doesn't. Kuzma does not have a no-trade clause. But he said that he didn't want to go to Dallas. So he didn't go to Dallas and stayed on the Washington Wizards, dude. Wizards have they have the second pick in the draft. They got it, or maybe third. They have the second pick in the draft. They got to take Donovan Clingan. That dude's a baller, mainly because he's from Connecticut. UConn. Have you ever looked up Precious Achiuwa's siblings' name? Oh, yeah, God's Gift. I know God's Gift off the top of my head, but I know they're all great names. I was looking it up for someone else. Zion wanted to come here because RJ was here. Now that he's on the Raptors, I can't see Zion coming here. Yeah, it made sense why, we'd go for Zion when we had RJ and Cam Reddish, but then Cam Reddish just didn't work out at all, except for the fact that he got us Josh Hart, so shout out Cam Reddish. And then RJ, I always thought RJ was a great player. When we drafted RJ, I was so hyped, dude. I thought RJ was going to be him. I really thought RJ was going to be I was saying at the time, he'll probably end up being a second best player in a championship level Knicks team. Whoops. Not a great take by me, but I've been an RJ Barrett fan since his Montverde days. I would watch his highlight tapes in class, so I was so hyped when they drafted him. I was really happy about that. Do you think Phoenix would really draft Bronny? Yeah, I do. They want to try to convince LeBron to sign a minimum deal. And also, Phoenix does need a guy who can be a defender off the bench. Realistically, that Davion Mitchell comparison for Bronny, not bad. I don't think Bronny's going to be terrible. He's not going to be his dad. He's never going to be an all-star. And I assume that while LeBron's in the NBA, he talked to Bronny and was like, yo, bro, you're not me. You're never going to be me. You're probably never going to be an all-star. You might never be a starter, but you'll get in the NBA. And if I'm here, teams are going to draft you because they know that they could try to get me with it. Because Bron's always talked about wanting to play with his son. So I do think it'd be a real option. Now, I'm not exactly sure how likely that is now, but whatever. Tristan Da Silva. I like that idea. I do like the idea of Tristan, solid player. Yeah, none of these guys get minutes as rookies. Yeah, because they're late first rounders. Like, the only reason Obi didn't get minutes is because we were going to trade Julius at the deadline and just let Obi learn the ropes a little bit and then take over as starters. And then Julius turned into Julius Randle that we know today. That's why we didn't trade Obi. The whole reason we got Brunson is because Julius broke out, and then the Knicks fast-forwarded, and instead of building around RJ, we're like, oh, screw it, pivot, build around Julius. Then it was clear that Julius needed help, so it's like, oh, pivot again. Let's pick up Brunson, who we know is nice, who we know can be a point guard for a team that desperately needs a point guard because the Kemba Walker experiment, though a great idea, failed miserably. Shout out Kemba. Awesome to see him in a Knicks jersey. One of my favorite basketball players ever. I helped to name one of my best friend's cats after Kemba Walker. I think that cat's still alive. And him and I were... I don't know if you guys know what the game Manhunt is from childhood. That game where you, like, hide and, like, your friends got it. It's, like, teams. And if you get caught, you go to jail and all that stuff. And your friends can break you out. That some people called it cops and robbers, that stuff. And in Stuyvesant Town, Manhattan, it was called Manhunt. And we were hiding in some bushes. And I helped him name his cat. But that doesn't really matter right now. Trade Spida with Mitch, Bogey, and 3 first-rounders. Resign OG and iHeart. Let's go. Draft a backup. Mitchell costs more. The Cavs are riding that price up. If Donovan Mitchell gets traded, it will be for a king's ransom. Donovan has so much say in what goes on with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, so much say with what goes on with the Cleveland Cavaliers. That I don't know if he's going to get traded. They're going to try to trade Darius Garland first because Garland can't create his own shot for the life of him. I don't know how that's possible. He's got great ball handling, great shooting. Bro cannot create his own shot. Oh, some of you just got some ads, and the ones who didn't, shout out you. I think the Knicks should draft Bronny, then trade him to the for 2 second-round picks. If they can draft Bronny 38 and get 2 second-round picks out of it, I am so down. Like, yeah, finagle it. Be dirty. Play dirty, and don't get caught, like what they said in the movie Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell. Play dirty. Like, why not? Leon is a god. He might just do it. Yeah, draft Bronny with the second-round pick if he's there. Dude, you were 22. Of course you should live with your parents. Yeah, dude, exactly. Like, I don't want to pay $2,000 a month. Hardly make $2,000 a month. Like, YouTube, and I do work another job, but we're trying to make this the full-time job, boys. So tell your friends to subscribe. Yo, honestly, like, tell your friends to be like, yo, this dude's really cool. He's my friend. Like, EJ1, just because you're cool. Like, be like, yo, watch Knicks Digest. If you don't care about the Knicks, just mute it. If you do want to learn about basketball, this dude can teach you about the Knicks. No, Kuzma said he wanted to have his own team and be a contender. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did say, he's like, yeah, I want to build long-term with the Washington Wizards because I'm Kyle Kuzma, and I've done so much with my NBA career outside of be a role player on a championship LeBron team that had LeBron, who was, a top 3 player still that year, and AD, who was unbelievable in the bubble because he learned how to shoot threes for a few days. Mitch is awesome, and I love him on defense. He's a beast, but our offense runs much smoother. Dude, it's that, and it's also, for some reason, well, I know why. It's because Mitch is always injured and isn't playing a lot. But Hartenstein and Jalen Brunson have such a great rapport on the court together. They came in at the same year, which I think helped. Like, they're very clearly good friends. And I think that's part of the thing where it's like, imagine, like, you're signing with a new NBA team. Like, imagine you're an NBA player. You move from Texas to New York. You're not going to know anyone on the Knicks. This was before Hart and DiVincenzo were there, obviously. So you don't know anyone. And then Hartenstein's coming in with you. He doesn't know anyone. You're going to form kind of a bond of like, hey, man, if we don't have anyone to hang out with, we can hang out with each other, like stuff like that. Like, again, NBA players are very much people. Like, watching the Roommates podcast, especially that one, Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, outside of being multi-millionaire NBA players, seem like 2 of the most regular dudes ever. The narrative of young guys don't get minutes is fake, dude. I agree. If they're good, they will play. It's the fact that they're late first-round picks. How many late first-round picks do y'all know on good teams who are getting big minutes? Like, let's be real with ourselves. No one. I said this thing was going to go till 8, but we're killing it right now, so we might extend this thing a little longer just because this has been fun, guys. Comment down below. Y'all having fun here? Y'all doing good? We would then have Hartenstein. I'm missing a comment. We should just hope to see if we can draft and trade picks with the Bucks and get Giannis, Ware, Bucks, get Mitch, Robinson, Julius, Bogdanovich, 7 picks, 5 firsts, 3 in the future, as well as our 2. It wouldn't happen this year. It would happen next year. The Bucks are going to run it back. Dame and Giannis were both hurt. They want to know if they have something here. And it's fair to believe that they do. Not that I would actually like this, but if I'm running the Bucks, I am doing everything in my power to get Alex Caruso on that team. And if it fails, you go out and you get DeAnthony Melton. That is what you do if you're the Milwaukee Bucks. You need a lead guard on defense. And they don't have one. Patrick Beverley's too old. Like, you can't rely on Pat Bev anymore. He's great for the vibes. Don't get me wrong. I love Pat Bev as a ninth man on the Knicks because he's good for the vibes. He'd fit the vibe. But, like, you can't play him heavy minutes anymore, dude. He's 35 years old. Remember when he said to Steph Curry, like, what was it, 3 years ago? Yeah, you had the last 5 years. The next 5 are mine. And then Steph Curry wins the NBA title in 2020 because he played like the best player in the world, had the best season of his NBA career, especially when you count that ring. And Pat Bev just like downed the tall boy Bud Light in a press conference because him and the Timberwolves won a play-in game. And bro was like literally crying. Now, I don't want to bash Pat Bev because he genuinely seems like he's kind of a cool person. And I get it. You won. You succeeded, and you did something for Minnesota, and Minnesota has an awesome fan base, so it probably just felt really good to give back to them. Like, I don't want to go out here and just be some hater, but, like, you know, it was kind of funny. We don't need a big name. Follow the Dallas method, absolutely. Devin Vassell is not possible. Oh, yeah, you literally said, I know it's not possible. You're absolutely right. It's not. But someone like that, any name stick out, a stretch four, we don't need a stretch four unless it's on our bench. The name is Mikal. That's what you want. He's the perfect fit in the Knicks. Take the name, take the Villanova away from it, look at the stats, look at what he does well. Mikal is the guy. Like, let's be real. That's who it is. Hey, what's up? I think it's the first ever live. Yes, it is. We're definitely gonna do this at least once a week. I want to hit twice a week. I'm a little more busy on weekends. I don't know how much attention y'all pay to the channel. Go Knicks indeed. Hell yeah, I like your channel. Hit those likes. Thank you, AP. Dude, you're the GOAT. AP, tell your friends, watch the channel. If they don't care about the Knicks, they can mute it and just turn it on. I still get the money. Y'all know part of the reason I do this is I get paid to talk about the New York Knicks. Come on, let's be real. Though I do love the Knicks. I don't just wear these shirts for fun. I don't just have a Melo jersey hanging around over there. I'm going to slide over wrong way so y'all can't see the LeBron thing right now. I'm a LeBron fan. I actually have a LeBron high school jersey hanging up to my left right here, to your guys' right. Chris, do you prefer to trade or keep Randle? Keep him. It's clear we need him. Unless we can get someone better. If we can get someone better, then I'm fine with it. But we can't right now. Hell yeah, keep doing these, man. I absolutely will. Dude, we got 12,000 viewers. 12,010. Guys, I'm not ending it right now. Just a very quick thank you for that. This is the coolest thing, and these are views all time, by the way. Like, I know it's not actually, I know right now we have like 191 or whatever, but overall we got 12,000 views, or 12,000, 1,200. I'm not that big. But for real, like, this is, like, when I started this, I was kind of on the fence. Like, I was like, do I really want to do this? Like, it'll stop me from applying to other jobs that are going to pay me better. But it's like, when I'm young, I figured, like, I talk to some people who are older than me, and they're like, dude, if you're going to swing for this, do it now. So if any of you out there know about sports, want to join the Digest Media family, send those applications in. It's on LinkedIn. Just look up Digest Media. We probably got some job apps out there. I don't know what for. Definitely some baseball ones. Maybe the LA Dodgers might be out right now. I do some hiring also, so you might get a message from me. Mitch, trade him. Good night. What I've been hearing is pure nonsense. All right, Sherwin, later, bro. Get his likes over 100. Thank you so much. Brooklyn will never trade Bridges to the Knicks. Next. Dude, we didn't think the Raptors in the middle of a lawsuit were going to trade OG to the Knicks. And then look what happened. And also, I don't know who commented that on a video of mine because I'm stealing it word for word to a response. But let's be real. You don't know what's going to happen in the NBA. Did any of us see Chris Paul getting traded to the Suns a couple of years back? No, we did not see that happening. You cannot predict the NBA. It's the greatest reality show in the world, dude. Imagine just like making a reality show about like an NBA team. Like, I don't know why no one does a Hard Knocks thing. Like what they do in the NFL where it's like you get a rookie to rap or sing an entire song and just go through all the players in the training camp days. The NBA should totally just rip Hard Knocks. Like, that would make them so much money, dude. It'd be unreal. Like, you put it on Netflix or something, get a deal going with them. You could even drop it on NBA.com, on NBA TV, stuff like that. That would make a ton of money, dude. Is there anyone you want off the team? I'm biased towards the Knicks for sure. So it's tough to say. I want Boyan off the team because it means we're making a trade using that tradable contract, and I don't want it to go to waste. Obviously, he's a solid player. Did great for us in the playoffs before Nick Batum accidentally killed his ankle. But no one that I could think of who I'm, like, anti. I think they should move Mitch to re-sign Hartenstein and then maybe get a little bit of, like, a backup center on a rookie deal. I think that would be a lot better. Like your show. Thank you, Darlene. I know it's a lot of baggage, but what about Miles Bridges? Yeah, me and all my homies hate Miles Bridges because he's a scumbag. At the same time, does he fit with the Knicks? Kind of, if he wants a sixth-man role. I don't know if he leaves Charlotte. Maybe he signs some smaller deal with some team that won't care about his personal life, like Miami. And I don't know, there's a world where you just ignore an NBA player's personal life, but I don't know. It's hard to look past what Miles Bridges is, and you really want to think about how chill our team is. They're all friends. If you really want to hang out with someone who's a known scumbag, the front office will absolutely wait for Mikal or Giannis. Anyone else has to be considered a failure in my eyes. Fair, honestly. Like, I'm not even going to disagree. You've been a Knicks fan since 1990. AP. Who was your favorite Knick growing up? I want to hear from you. Fighting words. Putting my app ASAP. Oh, yeah. Putting your application in. Dude, do it. I mean, it's worth a shot. I randomly applied for this. I don't even remember applying to this job, dude. And now here I am, walking down the street in Manhattan, getting stopped by a guy, and playing in my rec basketball league, and some guy comes and daps me up, and I just start sweating. Like, both times I've been stopped in the street, I have literally just started sweating. Because I'm like, this is the biggest ego boost in human history. Mark Williams, center from Charlotte. I like it. I don't see how we get him, but I like it. Latrell Sprewell had issues before they got him here. I mean, he did strangle PJ Carlesimo. Was that his coach? Let me know, because that was way before my time. But you're absolutely right. Trell did have problems, and he turned his life around. So you're absolutely right. America's the land of second chances, after all. If we do get Mikal for Bogey and McBride with picks, what do you think would be the replacement for them? Well, you don't need a replacement for Bogey then, because you still got that 8-man rotation. I think you go into the draft, you draft a guard at 24 or 25, keep one of those picks. You draft a guard, 24 or 25. I mean, speaking of baggage, Terrence Shannon Jr. is a solid player, but again, it's the same problem. Do you really want a guy with that baggage on that team? There's I'm forgetting his name. There's a guy who's in CAA, who's a guard. Damn, dude. It's not Justin Edwards, but on a separate note, Justin Edwards. The bro god Ewing was your favorite player growing up. Love the choice. My mom loves Patrick Ewing. She also talks about how ugly he is, but, you know, she's my mom. Oh, yo, funny story. One time, what my boy is, like, in a job that he had for a little bit, like a fellowship, which is, like, you basically have a job for, like, 9 months or whatever, just a certain amount of time. He was part of the raffle for the school he worked at, and he wins raffle tickets for these 4 tickets to a Knicks game with, like, great seats, like disturbingly good seats that none of us can afford unless one of you guys are secretly rich out there. If so, give me money, dude. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to. But unless you want to. But like, so I'm sitting there telling my friends how my mom always talks about how she thinks Jalen Brunson kind of looks like he could be a UPS driver. And I'm telling my friends like I think it's a funny joke. And this is the final game of the season. This is the Bulls-Knicks overtime game. And sitting right in front of me is Jalen Brunson's mother. And then after that, I mentioned how Brunson's not playing that well. And then a guy turns around and is like, he's going to have 40 this game. Just watch. First of all, he was right, but it was Jalen Brunson's uncle. So I'm just making fun of the best player the Knicks have had in forever. And I love Jalen Brunson, but I don't want to go up to him like, I love your son, after I just completely, like, talk trash to him. Me and his uncle then did start talking a little bit. He was a really cool dude. We fist bumped after. It was really cool. But, yeah, I assume that I don't know if his mom told him, hey, like, there was this guy out there who keeps talking about how you look like a UPS driver and you suck at basketball, which I didn't say. I just said my mom thinks he looks like a UPS driver. And I felt really bad about it because I'm like, damn, man, that sucks. But that is a completely true story. I was mortified because I obviously love Jalen Brunson and the Knicks so much, and it's like, now I have that stigma hanging over me. I probably won't ever see Jalen Brunson's mother again, which is the good part of it. I hope she doesn't, hate me. I clearly said it was my mom, but that is a true story. Get Chris Paul on free agency. I don't mind that if we're going to trade for Mikal. Backup point guard, 15 minutes a night, genius with the ball, CAA guy. I don't mind that one bit. We can then change White for Bridges. I was knee-deep in my story. Sorry, guys. I've been lacking on these comments a little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed that story of basically me being a dumbass. Alex Caruso, Mikal Bridges to New York. Brooklyn gets Kobe White, Alec Burks, and picks. Chicago gets Bogdanovich and picks. So we have to give all our picks for that. I don't hate it. It's 2 picks going to Boston from us. 3 to 4. 5 maybe to Brooklyn, depending on how protected it is. The Brunson family is very cool. And, I don't know how they're ever going to see this. But I first of all, I don't really think Brunson looks like a UPS driver at all. That's my mom's viewing of it. And separately, I didn't even mean it negatively. I just thought it was funny. I mean, I look like what I am, a dumbass with a Yankee hat who's literally sweating and looks like he's balding talking about the Knicks right now. So, it's okay. I agree. Joker Bowman. Patrick Ewing, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Carmelo Anthony, John Starks, Larry Johnson, Latrell Sprewell, Amari Stoudemire, Rick Brunson in that order. Rick Brunson, we always rooted for the last guy. That's very nice. Chicago would not do that. I don't think Chicago's going to trade Caruso, guys. They should, but Reinsdorf won't tank. In my brief career as a Bulls Digest creator, all I'd see, first of all, the Bulls have no news come out about them. What a boring franchise. But also, shout out Rico from Bulls Digest. If you guys care about the Bulls, go watch Bulls. Rico's an awesome creator who knows so much about the Bulls. Excellent. Also just a great stand-up dude. He's definitely going to feature on this channel. He was supposed to be on a video that I ended up shelving, but he'll definitely get on it at some point soon. Yes, that was his coach. Bridges and Schroeder to the Knicks. Ingram in a first and a second from New York to the Nets. The Nets are going to want more than that, man. They want more than that. I get it. They get Ingram in the process, but they treat Mikal so... They just value him so much higher than anyone else does, except for maybe the Knicks, which is our hope, but also kind of our fear, if that makes sense. You don't want to overpay. I'm only trading Julius for a superstar. Absolutely. Only something that could start a dynasty. Minute playing on the winning team. Sprewell, Ewing. You guys' favorite players growing up like that. I agree. Yo, guys, someone ask me some questions down below. I need to look at this stream more. Favorite Nick, Pablo Pergioni. I was around 12 when Pablo came to the Knicks. Pick up Zach Edey, Donovan Mitchell. Very fun. I'd not mind it. I love the idea of Zach Edey and trading Mitch. Said that probably 45 minutes ago, in case you weren't here. In case you guys have just joined the live stream, what's up? Welcome to the Knicks Digest first ever live stream. We're about an hour in. Probably going to go for a little bit more. Have some fun. Have some conversations in here. This is so fun, guys. I'm not even kidding. This is 20,000 times more fun than doing a YouTube video. Posting the video after. What do you guys like better? Do you guys... Because I can switch it up and, I'll still drop a video a day, but, would you guys rather me do more videos than... and maybe a live stream once a week, or would you rather me do 2 to 3 live streams a week and then 1, maybe 2 videos a day at max? And also Dariel's going to post his videos. We're going to try to get him on a live. Dariel's and I's schedule do not match up well, though he is the bro, and I love talking Knicks with him. I just love chatting with the dude. He's just a cool guy. Yo, next time Dariel does a video, and do not tell him that I told you guys to do this, just comment, give me your career stats in Mexico. Dude, Dariel was a professional basketball player in Mexico. He's 6'7". I met him one time. Dude, I'm 6'4". I'm a big person. I met Dariel and was like, oh my God, what? I'm also hanging out with Ben Rogers from Raptors Digest. We went to a Knicks game together, Knicks Raptors, and RJ's return to the Garden and Quickly's, who I played Quickly in 2K twice. He beat me up. More live streams during the offseason. That makes sense. We're going to do some watch-alongs also once we can get that rolling. When this guy's not autistically yelling about the New York Knicks. He lifts weight. Yes, sir, I do. I hope you're talking about me. But yeah, like, it's that comment got me. That was funny. But yeah, like when I met Dariel, I was like, wow, you are a tall man. And he was a power forward in Mexico for a couple of years. He got like a bunch of surgeries though because he was injured a lot. Your favorite Knicks coach is Pat Riley because he took us to the next level. If the Knicks gave him the power, then he would have stayed. I'm not entirely sure how the CBA works anymore. Can you, Joe, if you could kind of elaborate on that, I could help you out, dude. I kind of have enough of it down because I took a sports law class. It's mainly about football, but I got my NBA stuff. Let's look back. Let's go into some older comments. Salute, shout out, Big Ghost Rider. Me and you, Knicks talk equals gold. Fighting words. Thank you, bro. I don't know if you're still in here. I'm really scrolling up right now. My favorite coach I never saw in Red Holtzman. Dude, Clyde talks so highly about Red. Like, he compares him to Tibbs so much. Do 1 to 2 lives a week. Oh, Kevin, what's up, bro? High school friend from even farther back than that. Junior Knicks. Yo, Kevin, this is for you if I can find it. I'm going to have to put the mic down for 1 second. Yo, back in the day, Junior Knicks, I met Earl the Pearl Monroe, Dick Barnett, and Dean the Dream Meminger. Rest in peace, Dean. He was actually running plays with us, dude. It was the craziest thing. Like, he's running plays for the camp, and then like a month later, dude, he died. It was real sad. But yeah, met some cool Knicks. Shook Earl Monroe's hand. That was the coolest thing in the world. Fun fact: Earl Monroe and Clyde Frazier. You guys definitely know this. They were called the Rolls Royce backcourt. My favorite coach I never saw, Red Holtzman. Live once a week and regular video daily. Word. Right now, my plan, and this is ambitious, is to do a live every Thursday and Monday. Now, obviously, my schedule is just going to change sometimes. I'm sometimes just going to have stuff to do on these days. But no matter what, I'm getting a live stream out once a week. I'd love to do twice a week. Just keep talking to you guys. It's so much more fun when I'm like talking to you guys instead of me talking to the screen by myself and just like having to almost simulate what a conversation would be like with the fans. Live's definitely harder, but it's way more fun. And also, I've been sitting in this chair for an hour, and I'm sitting up, so my back kind of hurts. So, my God, my hair. I look old. We're turning the cap around front so I can lean back a little. Glad we got rid of quickly. Bro is posting too much 2K content. Dude, Kevin, he works out, bro. He is on that grind. He's also just on 2K all the time because he loves basketball. He's one of those people who just loves basketball so much. You guys just saw my armpit sweating. That's kind of embarrassing, but I'm going to push past it. Thibodeau or Van Gundy. Dude, I would have loved Jeff Van Gundy as a coach, but can't hate on what Tibbs has done with this team. Pat Riley was a Laker, but he's really a New Yorker. He belonged here. Dude, Pat Riley still to this day has the vibe of a New Yorker. Yeah, he was coaching those Showtime teams, but it's a testament to how great he is at his job. I mean, he wasn't very good in the NBA, I don't think, when he played. But definitely great coach, great executive. A little bit overrated as an executive, but still very good at his job. These comments are slowing down a little bit. Give me some stuff to talk about, gang. Yo, is Knicks Digest your favorite basketball YouTube account? That's a little ambitious. I better be your favorite Knicks account. I know the other ones. I know some of the people from the other ones. This is the best one. I work harder. I'm trying to put out the best content I can for you guys. You guys are going to see some updates to the video. To these videos. Like, we're doing some format changing. We're going to do a lot of different stuff. I don't know. There's a lot that we're going to do with this. We're really going to up this channel. We're going to go really hard this summer to, like, make things very well. Talk about Kel'el Ware. Dude, Kel'el Ware, great shooter. Can block a shot like crazy. When you have that ability, you have a spot in the NBA. I would love if the Knicks took him as a backup center and then traded Mitch. This is actually funny. I'm on my YouTube burner account right now watching my own live stream. That's kind of weird. I'm going to turn that off. But, dude, like, CAA Mafia. Yes, dude. Kel'el Ware is CAA. I said that earlier. I wasn't sure if he was. He absolutely is CAA. Coached by Mike Woodson. You're absolutely right on Indiana. Dude, I would be down. I could see him totally getting drafted by the Knicks. I actually kind of think he will because of the connection. 7 feet tall, can absolutely play that 4 spot. I do like Tibbs too. He is the closest we've had. Dude, I think a lot of us were like of the mindset that Tibbs is going to be a terrible coach. Or at least overplay his guys. I don't really think he's overplaying them. Like, he had to do that in the playoffs. You lost me with trade Mitch. I love Mitch. He's my favorite player on the Knicks. Like, he is. I just think that there's a world where if you got to pay one of Mitch or Hartenstein, you got to go with the healthy player. I doubt we're not keeping all the picks. We're trading one of the 24th or the 25th pick, guaranteed. There's no world where they pick twice in a row. You think the Knicks are going to do that with all the trades they make? Hell no. No chance. What's your ideal starting? I'm going to make it a realistic one. Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG, Randle, Hartenstein, bench. If we can afford it, I'd love Mitch, Hart, Dante, maybe Deuce. If we trade Deuce in that Mikal deal, either sign like maybe Chris Paul for the low and draft a rookie guard, have Paul kind of mentor him, have him take over when Chris Paul retires next year. No, I would love to keep both also, coach, but like I'm just looking at it realistically. If the Knicks need to cut money, Mitch is the one who's getting traded. Where will be drafted? Most likely he will be. It's hard to imagine. Worst Knicks coach ever? Dude, easy. Kurt Rambis. No question about it. I think he's worse than Fizdale, who sucked. Like, Fizdale was an atrocious coach, but, like, Kurt Rambis was next level awful. I mean, Derek Fisher, pretty mid as a coach. Fizdale, atrocious. All right, so since Mike Woodson gets fired for no apparent reason, stupidest firing in a long, long, long time. And then after that, we go right into Fisher? I think we did, dude. We went right into Derek Fisher right after his retirement because Phil took over and just hired one of his guys. Then he fires Phil he fires Derek Fisher a year and a half into his tenure and then replaces him with Rambis. Rambis does an awful job because Kurt Rambis is a terrible head coach. And then after that, we hire the Jeff Hornacek experience. Jeff Hornacek is running a team that works with Rose, Melo, and Porzingis that's cooking, that's 16-3 and a third seed with the Knicks. Then Phil tries to implement the triangle on Hornacek. Hornacek didn't know how to run the triangle offense. He was running his fast-paced run-and-gun offense, which worked so well for the New York Knicks. And instead of continuing that, they forced the triangle on him. The Knicks go from this great team that's hitting a bunch of threes. Melo's balling out. Rose looks awesome, not awful. Porzingis is really blossoming. And then Phil is like, no, Jeff, here is the triangle. And to top it all off, they then, after Knicks games, have a show called the Jeff Hornacek Experience. Who, after a Knicks loss, when the Knicks would lose by 20, is going out and watching Jeff Hornacek and is just talking about his life? I saw a snippet of one episode, and Jeff Hornacek's just on a boat talking about his life. It's like, what the hell is happening? He did have a hot daughter, though. I want to come out the draft with Ryan Dunn. That's his name. Dude, Ryan Dunn, CAA Mafia. That is a guard I would love for this Knicks team to have. Isaiah Thomas. Oh, yeah, Isaiah Thomas, awful coach. And then after Hornacek, we hired none other than the Fizz. Take that for data. And that was the greatest moment of his career. And, I mean, great assistant coach. Great. Because he's just a good vibe. But awful head coach. Terrible with the Knicks. Always terrible with the Knicks. Couldn't stand him. Just really, really a brutal coach. Phil Jackson got exposed. He won with the ready-made teams. We love Phil as a player, facts. But really disappointing. I thought he was going to be the guy. I think we all did. We're like, oh, the Zen Master's back. And Phil was acting like an elderly man. Well, we know one thing about Phil. He was definitely just tripping on mushrooms like all the time, smoking blunts. Like, dude, Phil was a wild person. The Knicks had a trap house, that championship team. I once met an old lady who saw me in a Knicks shirt, and she's like, oh, yeah, like, the Knicks used to have a trap house in Stuyvesant Town in Manhattan, which is where I used to live. And, like, they'd come, like, there after the game and bring Bring some girls. My computer's about to die, but good stream, Chris. Thanks, Matt. I'll catch you on Saturday for UFC. Shine bright like a diamond. Dustin Poirier, baby. Fizz passed on Bridges. That was not Fizdale. That was Phil. And also Phil said he was going to draft Donovan Mitchell, and guess what he didn't do? Draft Donovan Mitchell. He then went around everyone's back, drafted Frank, and it's like, well, he's better for the triangle. No one. It was 2018. Or 2017. It was 2017. We're in the height of the Warriors era. Why are we drafting someone for the triangle offense? It hadn't been successful in years. Melo didn't want to run it. No one wanted to. It was so dumb. Oh my. I have beef with Phil because, dude, I spent so much time in high school watching the Knicks. I wasn't cool in high school. So all I did was on weekends, I'd watch the Knicks and then go and hang out with two of my best friends in the world who I still hang out all the time to this day at this place called the Coopertown Diner on First Avenue. And we'd sit there for 2.5 hours, sober, because we weren't cool in late high school or early high school, especially me, dude. And I was just sitting there. I just wanted to watch the Knicks and talk basketball. Everyone's like, yo, I'm so cool, bro. Screw high school. If you're in high school right now and you hate it, you're going to like college a lot better. Kevin, who's winning the chip this year? I hope it's Dallas, because I want it to be Minnesota, but they're not going to win tonight. Or maybe they will win tonight, but they're not going to come back 3-0. I just don't believe in the Celtics. Jason Tatum's just not that good. He's just not. He's a fringe top 10 player, if we're being honest. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. Jason Tatum, what up, that guy? Hornacek got derailed by Phil. He absolutely did, Coach. You're 100% right. He got derailed by Phil. Because we were 16-13, the 3 seed, looking great, and then boom, we suck because they ran the triangle offense. Hornacek didn't want to run it. So then Phil and Hornacek were at odds. What's 29 games into his Knicks career? That goes poorly. We hire Fizdale. Fizdale sucked. We hire Mike Miller. Dude, shout out Mike Miller. The day Mike Miller became head coach, remember that meme on Reddit where they just kept adding fingers to Mike Miller when we went on that, when we would win those games? Dude, Julius is averaging 16.2 points per game with Fizz. Enter Mike Miller. Julius goes up to 22 points per game. That's how bad Fizdale was, because he's making Randle be a point forward. Randle wasn't a guard. So dumb, dude. I always thought Clyde Frazier would have been a good coach. He probably would have been, but by the time people wanted him as a head coach, he was so old that it's like, you're really going to make this elderly man be a first-time head coach? And then also, it's like, we don't want to view Clyde Frazier in any light other than our champion, who's also the coolest person to ever live. Like, we don't want to look at it that way. It'd just be a bummer. Phil said this franchise back at least 7 years. He did. You're cool now. Thanks, man. Ming. I'm on 27th and 9th. I'm going to say what's up with you at the Starbucks on 8th Ave. The one between, wow, you live right next to me. Holy cannoli. The Starbucks between 34th and 8th and 9th. I don't go there that often. I usually go to the one on 7th Ave, like right near FIT. You might see me walking around. I sometimes just go on walks. Yeah, I need to get out. I work from home. Like both my jobs, whether it's this or the other job, I work from home. So I think Dunn falls to the second round because of his shot. That shot's rough, dude. That's rough. If we can get him 38, I'd love that, though. Ryan Dunn is a guy who is probably already going to be part of the family the second he joins. Phil stole $80 million from Dolan. Well, I mean, at least that's kind of funny. Like, Fizdale's rotations didn't make sense, that guy. They just didn't. There was no rhyme or reason to him. He was just guessing half the time. Chris, what's good, homie? Yo! What's up? Suns Digest. What is it like living near MSG? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not a huge New York Rangers fan. So right now, it's a little less exciting. It is cool, though, because using Penn Station, you can get basically anywhere in the city pretty quickly, which is the sickest thing in the world. And outside of that, it's kind of loud. There's constant traffic, which kind of sucks, and I don't live that high up on my building, and my balcony just is not the nicest. But at the same time, I get to live in the middle of Manhattan, and I don't take that for granted. Because I know people who say, oh, I live in New York City, and then I have to explain they live in Queens, and no one knows what Queens is. Or they do, but they're like, so, like, what part? And then they just say some neighborhood no one knows, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, I live in the middle of Manhattan. You know where Penn Station is? Yeah, walk 3 blocks this way. I'm not going to say which way. I'm not giving you guys that much info. Don't come to my house. But it is cool to live in Manhattan and live right near MSG and Penn Station. Really easy for if I want to hop on the NJ Transit, go down to the shore with my friends, something like that. It's a great vibe. I don't plan on moving anytime soon, so that'll be nice, and it'll be fun to live here. I think this is the best front office we've ever had. Absolutely, dude. The best front office of my lifetime, and my 22 years of being on this earth, definitely the best of my conscious lifetime. So, like, I first paid attention to the Knicks David Lee's final year. I didn't pay much because I was, 8? 9? I didn't really know that much. So I liked David Lee. I thought he was cool. And then he leaves. He goes to the Warriors. And when my brother, I remember he told me, because I was like, what team is David Lee on now? And he's like, the Golden State Warriors. I'm like, I've never heard of that team in my life. Where are they? And, now I know. Shout out Joe Lacob for turning that franchise around like crazy. With, the help of probably the 10th best player in NBA history. Shout out Steph. But what was I talking about? We're all in the outer boroughs. If you're not a Rangers fan, who do you root for? In all honesty, I'm not a big hockey fan in general. I believe me, I want the Rangers to win, but this is part of me would rather it be a different team that breaks the New York drought. But also, if the Rangers can win, I'm totally rooting for them. I'd be bummed it's not a team that I root for if I want to be selfish. But at the same time, you got to take what you can get. I mean, I'd be so happy. I know so many people who are diehard Rangers fans who I'd love to see them see a win for. Any thoughts on Jason? I thought that's Jason Tatum, dude. I can't read. From Jalen Tyson from California. I mean, he'll be around. They'll be able to draft him. I don't think he goes that early. I think he'll go later first. I'd be interested. I trust the front office kind of blindly at this point. Suns Digest, what's good? What you guys got going on over there? Any new content? What's the word? We getting Devin Booker? Y'all giving Devin Booker for Bojan Bogdanovic and cap filler? Bojan and Mitch for Devin Booker, please. No picks. Maybe you guys give us a first, something like that. I've been a Knicks fan since the 1970s. Shout out Darlene. Yo, my fan base is older than you'd think. I was checking my analytics, and maybe this is people who are like using their parents' YouTube accounts. But it's I'm not hating on Queens. I'm saying that. What's your name? Trying to make it now, dude. I'm not hating on Queens. One of my good friends is from Astoria. I like Queens. It's just like people don't know where Queens is. When I was in college, at college parties, trying to hit on girls, it was, oh yeah, I'm from New York. Oh my God, what part? You know where MSG is? Penn Station? Yeah? Yeah, I'm 3 blocks away. We go watch a Knicks game sometimes. You know what it is? Stuff like that. I'm in Brooklyn, but I work in Times Square. Yo, did you see that thing today? About Times Square, that threat? Dude, that was crazy. I texted people who I knew, like, who might be through Times Square. I'm like, yo, watch out, low key, like don't take that risk. Glad to know you're chilling. When I was a child, I was a Michael Jordan and a Celtics fan. Boo. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's AP. He's the man. But to answer your question, I do root for the Rangers. AP. I just don't care at all. Could name Igor Shesterkin, and that's probably it. And I know that guy Fox, who's been on the team forever. Nah, we don't want to give Devin up, at least. But been good. Didn't realize I was on Suns. Oh, it's Bruce. Oh, what up, Bruce Velez? I didn't know who it was, and I was like, who is it? I'm happy it's Bruce. I like Bruce. Yo, go watch Suns Digest and Celtics Digest. Bruce rocks. He's the man. Love his videos. Great. Also roasted someone in the comments once, which was really funny. I don't know what video it was on, but one of the funniest things ever, dude. Oh my God, I'm not gonna repeat it. I'm not gonna throw hate, but what that guy commented to you and your response, just like ripping him right back way harder, was so fun. Great job. I love making fun of people when I can. Been a Knicks fan. Queen, stand up. Watch your mouth. Phil was trying to trade Porzingis for the number 3 pick. Dude, he was trying to trade for the number 3 pick to be Josh Jackson, though. He didn't want Tatum. He wanted Josh Jackson. The thing is, he wanted to trade him to the Suns for Devin Booker in the 3rd overall pick. So Phil was kind of right. Like, he wanted to trade the Frank pick and Porzingis for Booker and the Josh Jackson pick, which turned into the Jason Tatum pick, but it was going to be Josh. So the 4th pick, actually, I guess. Jason Tatum was 3rd. Because Fultz and Ball were ahead of him. Streams popping. Facts. Nick, I've been on here for a minute. Thank you for helping me set up. Yo, shout out Nick Goss. Bro's killing it. He's the one who hired me. He sent me a bunch of LinkedIn messages, and, well, my LinkedIn didn't have notifications on, so I kept missing them. I felt really bad, but he still gave me the job, so shout out Nick. Stream is absolutely popping. It's 8:30. I've been on since 7. My mouth is really dry, so we're not ending it yet, but we're gonna wrap things up in a little bit. Is there anything specific you could appreciate the support? You gotta let the fans know when they come attacking. Facts. Thank you for 6K. We'll all be getting 10K. Yo, Bruce, wait, are you a Celtics fan or a Suns fan? I forget. Let me know down below, because I'm completely blanking right now, and I don't know if I should congratulate you or give my condolences, depending on what team you root for. But yeah, absolutely. Dude, this has been so fun. Can't wait to watch Bruce hop on some streams. Bruce, we'll do a duo stream soon. We'll get one going for some discourse going. Have some fun with it. Get you guys some views. Bro, I didn't even know you did... There's a heart thing blocking that. You did live stream. Because this is the first one, man. Welcome in. Yo, once again, just to reiterate it in the final 15 or so minutes of this thing. Don't leave, though. Don't leave. We still got some fun stuff going. I'll try to get you guys some good laughs and some stuff like that. But, hey, James Lee. I don't know who James Lee is, but he seems cool. Just a hi. What up, James? Hope things are well with you. Nets are... Okay. Enjoy. Let's make fun of the Nets. Let's do it. Okay. So, growing up, I didn't really care about the New Jersey Nets. I thought they had a cool fan base. Thought it was cool they were in New Jersey and playing in, the Izod Center for a little bit. James, correct me if I'm wrong. It was Izod for a bit. Celtics from Boston. Okay. That's what I thought. I was almost positive you were from Boston because Ben told me when he came to visit me and he went to that, Knicks Raptors game with me, and I accidentally took him to a strip club. True story. Definitely. Oh, James just trolling. New York is a Nets town. That's funny because I don't know a single Nets fan outside of the guy who's going to run Nets Digest. But yeah, Bruce. Ben told me that you guys were hanging out the day prior. Then they popped down to New York. Him and I went to the Knicks game, and it was me and Darielle and Ben and Ben's college roommate. And I will not lie. I went to that Knicks game. And I got real drunk. And then we went to a bar and watched the UFC. Main event was Sean Strickland versus Dracus Duplessis. And I thought Sean won, but I had money on Dracus. So my bet hit. If you guys ever want to talk UFC with me down in the comments below, go ahead. I'll respond. Also love that. But let's make fun of the Nets for a little bit. You're showing your age. It was in the Meadowlands. See? I thought they played in Izod for a little bit. Maybe I'm just completely bugging. Who am I thinking of? Who played in the Izod Center? But basically, the Nets moved to Brooklyn. And they get owned by, I believe it was some Israelis, who were essentially using the Nets as a money laundering scheme. Now, they sell them, eventually, but not after Billy King and someone else. Dude, Barclays is not that cool, dude. It's not that cool. The only good part about them is they have those Travis Scott hard seltzers, which rock. Those cacti. But, I'm really sounding like an alcoholic on this stream. Goddamn. But, yeah. They then, Meadowlands became the Izod. All right, thank you. I was curious about that. But, damn. 1/3 of the amount of subscribers we have on this live stream. Guys, thank you so much. But, yeah, so the Brooklyn Nets, they go out there, and they trade their picks for Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Jason Terry. Those picks become Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, along with Colin Sexton, who was used in a move to trade Kyrie Irving to the Boston Celtics. So they bless the Celtics. The Celtics obviously lose Kyrie to the Nets, funny enough, all for Kyrie to make them a 7th seed, what they were with D'Angelo Russell anyway. Then KD comes back, but whoops, Kyrie gets hurt as he does every other playoffs. James Harden gets hurt because James Harden has terrible hamstrings. Now, if the Nets were smart, they would have known that and maybe given more time off. But no, they didn't. And then it's Kevin Durant against the world. They feel it was like, oh, but his foot was in line. Know where your foot is, bro. Have the court awareness. I don't care. I don't care that he was an inch away from hitting a game winner. I don't care. He didn't because he didn't know where his foot was. That's his problem. Oh, but he wears shoes 2 sizes bigger. Well, then that sounds pretty stupid to me. I don't know. Just me. I wouldn't wear shoes 2 sizes too big for me. But maybe I'm bugging. And then, on top of that, they lose all of them. Harden secretly wanted out because he never wanted to be there. He always wanted to be in Philly. He just was like, all right, maybe I'll hang out with my friends. And then Kyrie requests a trade, and they don't trade him until they trade him, and KD's there for 2 weeks, and then gets traded to the Suns, and your best player becomes Mikal Bridges, who's great. We love Mikal. But that's what you do with your team? And now you don't have any picks because you traded all of them for a star you didn't need, because the reason you guys were terrible was because Kenny Atkinson was not allowed to coach because KD and Kyrie thought they were LeBron and could run a whole team, failed, then brought in Harden. You trade Jared Allen, who becomes an all-star, Karis LeVert, who's still a solid role player, to Indiana, who's now on Cleveland with Jared Allen, and all your picks to the Suns. Then you get lottery luck this year, but nope. Rockets get it. You guys have nothing of value. Being bad doesn't help you at all. And no one wants to go to your team because they know the Nets are a poverty franchise. And mark my words, Noah Clowney will be better than Julius Randle. Ooh. All right, when Noah Clowney becomes a multi-time All-NBA player and All-Star, let me know. Maybe y'all should just, I don't know, let Claxton go because he clearly doesn't want to play for you guys anymore. Oh, I don't remember ever losing to the Knicks. Bro didn't win ever again against the Knicks. We actually did something well. We get the 3rd pick in this draft from Mikal and picking Nikola Topic. Dude, you know what? The Rockets offered you guys Jalen Green and some of your picks back from Mikal, and the Nets said no. Because the Nets are a stupid franchise. Sean Marks didn't even know that KD announced he was signing with the Nets. He was asleep. That's how bad of a franchise the Nets have. That is how embarrassing it must be to be a Nets fan. I'd be mortified to tell people I root for the Nets. Mortified. Because all you're going to get is, wow, why don't you just root for the Knicks? You live in New York. No one in Brooklyn cares about the Knicks. You guys rep Biggie. Biggie was a diehard Knicks fan. Oh, yeah, give Clax $25 million. Do it. Please do it. Please give Clax $25 million. I'd rather trade Randle in a multi-team trade necessary for Bridges and figure out a way to get Malcolm Brogdon. I don't hate it. Actually, I do. I don't want to trade Randle at all. Not for Mikal Bridges. Julius is so much better. He's worth it. He can guard on the perimeter and protect the rim, and he's a lob threat. No, he can't shoot at all. You can hack him right out of the game. You can make him shoot free throws. Yeah, we're going to get on this for like 10 more minutes. James is having a great time in here just talking about how, like, since the New York Liberty play in Darklay's Center because it's, pitch black in there for no reason. Because, I don't know, maybe if you're not dumb, you don't paint your walls black, but the Nets are dumb. Also, the only good thing about the Nets is Mr. Whammy and those cacti hard seltzers in the arena. Nothing else is good about it. Nothing. Your guys' PA girl, that girl who gets in, is like, all right, Brooklyn. Her voice is like shattering glass in my ears. And I have an annoying voice, so I would know. I know many Nets players IRL. I have their photo. He's worth it. Oh, that's a different thing. Nets need to go back to the Prudential Center after Dustin Poirier knocks Islam out cold. That's what needs to happen. Guys, all right, we're gonna wrap this thing up in a few minutes. What do you guys want to see out of the next live stream? I'll definitely do one either next Monday or next Thursday. Yeah, he's not from New York City. No one from New York City roots for the Nets. I don't know how it's possible. New York was popping when the Knicks were in the playoffs. It was so exciting. The energy was unbelievable. Everyone's rocking the Knicks. You're from Brooklyn? All right, you're a hipster. You are. You're a hipster. I am not a hipster. Dude, I know it's corny to make fun of someone's voice. Like, I understand it is. And that was kind of a cheap shot. But her voice annoys me. And I'm going to stand by it because I've went to Nets games every year for most of my life. Because, they're $4. Because you guys have a terrible franchise. Obviously, the Knicks stuff being super overpriced is not a good thing, but I'm just saying the Nets, they're in New York, and they can't even get people to sell out an arena, which is so sad. Um, what do you guys want to see out of the next live stream? We're still in here for a few more minutes. But anything you guys want to see, I feel like a stand-up comedian, like, holding the mic. Like, I'm, like, Shane Gillis about to, like, tell some joke where I say the word dude 6 times. Though he's funny, so I'll give it to him. And that show Tires rocks. I'm really just saying whatever I want on this thing. This is so fun. James Lee, for real, though, thank you for coming in, adding some spark to this. I was kind of losing energy. You came in, you hyped it up. That was super cool. I used to meet Knicks players. I have a photo with John Starks. That's really cool, dude. John Starks seems like the man. He's like an AAU dad for the Knicks this year. It was super cool. I believe I'm going to be able to put this live stream up on Instagram separately also. So if you guys missed any part of it and want to tune in, feel free. Obviously, I've been doing this thing forever. I need like 7 glasses of water and like a shot of whiskey. I sound like an alcoholic on this thing, dude, for real. How much time have we been going? 1 hour, 37 minutes. Damn. I told Ben, I'd be like, yo, I'll do it for 30 minutes. I'll probably get bored. I'm going to have like 5 people in here. I was so nervous, guys, that like no one was going to join, and I was going to be so bummed. Like, I was going to be real bummed out. But no, you guys showed out. Thank you guys so much. But we're gonna keep going for like 5-10 more minutes at most. But what's your guys' favorite part about being a Knicks fan? That's a good question to ask you guys. What's your guys' favorite part about being a New York Knicks fan? What really gets you going? Do some draft talk. You want some draft talk? Who do you want to see in the draft, Mike? I personally, as I said, I'd love Edey. I don't think he's going to be there. I think the Raptors will take him 19th if they can. 19th? Do they have the 19th pick still? They might be at 14. Or not 14. I think they have 2 or something. No, they lost it. They lost it to the Spurs. So they have 19th. I think the Raps will just take Zach Edey unless they're going to get, unless they're confident they're going to sign Claxton in free agency. But if the Knicks can get Zach Edey, I'd like it. I would love Yves Missy. I think he'd be great. I wonder if we're getting Sadiq Bey. Yo, AP, same. The Knicks are my favorite team in sports. Shout out to you, AP. Comment on all my videos. I will get back to you. You have been in here the entire time, dog. You guys should be more like AP. Some of you guys are cool. Yo, there are some people who I see comment who are just some of my favorite. James, actually, I might also. Like, I hear it's kind of boring, but it's like, at the same time, it could be interesting. Are you going, I assume you're going day 1, right? Like, when it's the first round? Like, it seems like it could be kind of cool. But, I do know some people from the comments that are fun. There's this guy, Gene, who's like 65, who watches my videos. He's the bro. There's someone named James Earl Bones who's convinced I hate Julius Randle. There's one guy who I actually had to block from the channel because he just kept harassing me. His name was Robert. Ryan Dunn or Jalen Tyson. I take Ryan Dunn personally. I know we can't shoot, but I think he's someone the Knicks can work on. He's a CAA client, so it stays in the family. He seems like someone who, obviously, he would not get minutes season 1. He'd probably bounce into the G League a little bit so we can actually get some burn. I think he'd be a good third-string point guard for this year. Replaces Shake Milton. I think Shake will get an actual contract also from someone. Day 1, yeah, day 1 makes more sense. Why would you go day 2? Like, that suck. But yeah, day 1. James, after you go, if you remembered, if you don't, that's fine. But comment down below. Let me know how it is. I'm not sure if I'm going to go this year. I might wait until next year, like the Cooper Flag year. Wait for a big thing. That's fair. You might go second round. Dude, I mean, what if Bron shows up? You got to see Bron. Devin Carter, I don't hate it at all. I don't hate Devin Carter at all. I think he could fit real well in New York. Do a show highlighting how the Knicks are the only team that could lose 3 starters, make the 2 seed, and go to Game 7 in the semis. I could do an actual video on that if you want. I also might pass that one off to Dariel, because that seems like more of a Dariel video than a Chris video, though I could pop it out. I could get it going. What more I'll say? True, you guys want to see that? All right, we'll get that one going. We'll definitely get that one going. I need to, real quick, I'm going to screenshot that. I'm going to put the mic down for 1 second, guys. I'm not finishing. Don't leave. All right, I just screenshotted it. I had to remember to put that. Oh, yeah, James. Bron's still going to be there. It's his son. It's getting drafted. He's going to be so proud of him. Dude, what if you meet Bron? If I met Bron, I'd probably faint. Like, I love LeBron. I don't care that I'm a Knicks fan. I love LeBron. Like, I got the St. Vincent, St. Mary's usually hanging up, though. I wore it to a college party once, and as I said earlier on, guys, if you're in college, do not wear jerseys out. If you're in high school and you are going to parties because you're actually cool, you also don't feel pressure to drink in high school. It's not cool. Do whatever makes you happy. That's what's cool. Believe me, I know I'm 22, so I'm so old. No, but I wore a LeBron jersey to a party once, and this same girl just kept coming up to me going like, LeBron James. And I had no idea what was happening because she was like with her friends. I was like, I don't know if I'm being made fun of or hit on right now, so I didn't talk to her. It's okay though. I hope my girlfriend doesn't hear me talk about that. She's not watching this. She doesn't give a shit. But the Knicks should re-sign iHeart and OG. You're absolutely right, Darlene. I'm curious, what contract do you think they'd see? Give me your contracts, Darlene. Let me know. You're a longtime Knicks fan. You know what's going on. I'm thinking iHeart is going to turn into a $66 million deal over 4 years. So that's what, like 4 times 15 is 60. So so like, I don't know, 15.2, something like that. 15.3, 15.5. I don't know, dude. I'm not good at math. That's why I talk. I literally told Ben Rogers of Raptors Digest today I'm going to stay on this for 24 hours and then said I'd be on from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So I'm not good at math, guys. I don't know, guys. There's things I'm good at and things I'm not, like everyone else in the world. Hopefully I'm good at this. I hope you guys have enjoyed this thing. I am going to wrap it up. I'll answer a few more questions real quick, but guys, please let me know if you enjoyed this down below. I'm going to make a community post after just being like, how was the live stream? Give me your thoughts. What do you want to see me do better? This is something I'm still new at. You guys got around 3 minutes left. I'm going to do an hour, 45-minute live stream. Yeah, AP, I can't shout you out enough how much you've been here from day one of this live stream. And I don't know about the channel itself, but I hope you're subscribed. Guys, if you're not subscribed, we're going to do this a lot. It's so fun to hang out with you guys. I'm going to try to find a way to get you guys to, like, I might get a number for you guys to call in on, so we could do a little call-in show action. That is something that we might do with Darielle, but also could be a solo thing I do. Just get a different guest in here every now and then. We're going to do some guests. Thank you so much, Immortal Cruz. Remember Jordan threatening the Bulls to join the Knicks? Yeah, in 97. And then they changed the rules so Jordan could go over the salary and get to stay with the Bulls, dude. Jordan and Pat were best friends. They could have won. They would have obviously won a championship together. Such is life. Thanks, Immortal Cruz, for the love. Nick should resign iHeart and OG. I said that. These comments are slowing down. Our viewers are going down a little bit. They know it's we in the twilight out minutes of this stream. But guys, I have been doing this since the sun was up. The sun is now down. You guys are the best, man. I love my job. I love this so much. You got blocked by Brunson? By his mom? Did you hear my whole thing about his mom? How I was like, yo, I said to my friends when I was sitting right behind her at the Knicks game, I was like, dude, Brunson looks like, my mom thinks Brunson looks like a UPS driver and his mom sitting right in front of me. And then I say Brunson's missing a lot of shots because he was like 3 for 10. His uncle turns around and is like, bro, he's going to have 40 tonight. And I was like, I believe it. I do. I literally learned that's his mom and his uncle and his 2 sisters. I was like, oh, man. And then I felt really bad because it's like, they were so nice. And then his mom, like, I was like, have a good day. And she's like, thank you. And she's probably like, thinks my son looks like a damn UPS driver. Look at this guy. Looks like he's hungover. So I have like this perpetual look that I look hungover because I'm a terrible sleeper or whatever. You really enjoyed my show. Thank you so much, Darlene. I appreciate it. I got blocked for trash talking. James, I understand you're a Nets fan. That's stupid that you got blocked for trash talking, though. I'm not going to hate on Mrs. Brunson at all. Guys, this has been the most fun I've ever had doing any part of a job ever in my entire life. And I can't thank you all enough for tuning into this one. We're going to do this every week, at least once a week. My first channel I watched here, Trey and Terry, Knicks Fan TV rocks. We're all emulating them. Shout out to them. Shout out to Knicks Fan TV. I mean, CP the franchise. James, my friend won him in a raffle and invited me and 2 of my other friends to answer that question. We're not rich. But yeah, this was the most fun I've ever had doing anything job related in my life. I'm doing this at least once a week. Darielle and I have different schedules. It'll be hard for us to do lives together, though I'm definitely going to get him on one of these duos. He might want to run a solo, and obviously he should if he wants to, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, the tickets were... I love going to Barclays. Like, I know I'm hating on Barclays, but I also love going. It's cheap seats, not a hard train ride. It's very accessible. And, like, it's cool. Dude, one time, my friend who's going to run Nets Digest, his side profile, he looks just like Julius Randle. The security guard is just saying hi to, like, me and him. And he just goes up, and he, like, says to me, he's like, Julius, what are you doing here? And I have called him Julius Randle for the longest time that I laughed so hard. Maybe it was about 6 or 7 years ago. First channels you watched at Trey and Terry, yeah. I mean, look at Knicks Fan TV. I mean, CP, the franchise, does this for a full living and is succeeding so well. Obviously, Macri is just... I think we all are kind of taking a little bit from Jonathan Macri when we do stuff like this. He's been a motivation for any Knicks content creator. So shout out to Knicks Fan TV. They're the model. Orange and blue skies forever. The Knicks have always been a premium ticket. They always will be. All right, it's 8:48. I'm going to go 2 more minutes till 8:50. Then I'm going to go eat something because it's going to be damn near 2 hours. I said I was going to do 30 minutes of this. Guys, you guys are the greatest. The hat's coming off for the final little bit of it. You guys are the best there's ever been. I hope you guys enjoyed this. As I said, we're doing this once a week, dude. This is so fun. Next time we might do a Knicks fan therapy session where we just air our grievances with the team, and I will probably drink during it. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that on live. Franchise, yes, sir. Franchise, yes, sir. They're absolutely right. But yeah, we're gonna theme these live streams out a little more. This is my first one. I'm still getting the ropes of it. Stephen Castle is gonna be a bust. I kind of agree. I can't trust anyone who can't shoot the ball at all on defense. Nikola Topic is better. I agree. I think Topic could work out. If Klingon drops, I'd love to make a package for him. I think there's no way that Klingon does not become a great defender in the NBA. Gives me Nick Claxton vibes. Could definitely replace Mitch if the Knicks want to move him. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. That is all I got for y'all today. Y'all know the vibes. If you've been a Knicks fan for a bit, you know what I'm going to say. Jalen Brunson for all the MVPs. Taj Gibson for president. Ron Holland I could see going either way. I love Buzelis as a draft prospect. Have a great day, guys. And go Knicks, baby. Woo! Later, boys and girls.